Hello YouTubers, RogueMonkeyJr here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the 4 new weapon variants we're getting. They are now available in CTE. Of course, you have to unlock them through some assignments, and the 4 new weapon variants are going to be available for the level 10 weapons, which I have not unlocked yet, so you guys aren't going to see any footage of the new weapon variants because first you have to get all your classes to rank 10. Unlock the level 10 weapons, then you have to do the assignments, which are pretty steep, honestly, but at least it's some more end game content, and people that really play the game a lot are going to have that reward if they actually get the assignments done. Although I would have even liked to see them more team-based and more teamwork oriented. You'll understand why a little bit later when I talk about what the assignments are to unlock each weapon variant. But I do like that they're putting out more weapon variants because, for example, in Battlefield 4 we had a lot more weapons first of all, and each weapon could be customized with different attachments, optics, and all that stuff, as opposed to Battlefield 1 where we have a lot less weapons and we can't even modify them to our liking because we have these pre-made weapon variants instead of having like, oh, you can put a foregrip, you can put a potato grip, angled grip, and all that stuff, or a laser sight. And I know there's no laser sights in Battlefield 1, but you guys kind of get the point. So that's enough chit chat. We will get straight on to the weapon variants. So the first one that we're going to be talking about is actually the Hellriegel. So the Hellriegel is actually one of the better SMGs in Battlefield 1, and it's obviously the level 10 unlock for the assault class. So the new Hellriegel that's going to be coming out is going to be called the defensive variant, and what this gives you, it gives you bipod on the weapon, and it also gives you a 120 round drum magazine with another 120 round drum magazine spare. So that gives you a total of 240 rounds to be shot out of this weapon. Now this is a big change to what we have currently, which is a total of 120 rounds split up in 260 round drum magazines. And so basically this weapon is going to be a lot more focused on people who want to defend objectives, and you're able to shoot 40 rounds before it overheats. So basically you're able to shoot 40 rounds 3 times per drum magazine, and so that's a lot of ammo to be putting down range and shooting people and suppressing people. Of course it will come with balance changes because they can't just slap on a 120 round drum magazine and a bipod onto the regular Hellriegel factory and not change anything else. So it's going to offer obviously improved firepower when deployed, but it's going to be a lot less stable when it's unsupported, which means that when you don't have the bipod deployed. So that's a trade-off that you're going to have to do, but it's nice to see that we're getting more variants of the level 10 weapons because most of them, well, some of them weren't all that great. I'm thinking about the medic rifle and the support LMG. And to unlock the Hellriegel 1915 defensive, you need basically 300 kills with the original Hellriegel 1915 and 25 kills with AT mines. So that's a pretty steep assignment, as I was saying, but it's going to give players who have pretty much unlocked everything a nice challenge to potentially unlock another variant of the level 10 weapon. Now, as you all know, for the medic class, the level 10 weapon was the Selbstlader 1906, which wasn't all that great because it only has 5 shots in the magazine, and it was intended to be used at medium to long range, but you only have the iron sight. So it's kind of a weapon that not many people used because you couldn't use it effectively, seeing as you only had the iron sights. And in close quarter combat you couldn't really compete with higher damaging weapons, and by that I mean weapons that have a lot more damage per second, as opposed to this one, which has a pretty slow fire rate, and if you miss your shots it's not very forgiving because you're probably going to need to reload real fast. So they're coming out with the 1906 sniper variant. Now I don't know if what the sight's going to be. It's probably going to be a 4 times optic maximum. That's what I'm thinking. So basically all it's going to get is a bipod and a telescopic sight. So it's going to make this weapon a lot more usable at those medium to long range combat situations, as opposed to like having the iron sights and like not really being able to hit your targets all that well because you can't see them at those ranges with the iron sights. So I think that we're going to be seeing a lot more of this weapon on the battlefield once they become available in the full game. Now the requirement for this one is obviously perform 300 kills with the Selbstlader 1906 and perform 25 kills with rifle grenades. Now I would much rather have this been 25 revives or 25 heals or even 50 heals or 50 revives, because that would be more teamwork oriented as opposed to having 25 kills with rifle grenades. Sometimes I feel as though DICE are being counterproductive to their own like thing of being a teamwork oriented game. Like kills with rifle grenades, they're not that teamwork oriented. I don't really know what they're doing with this or what they were thinking about, but as I said, it's really counterproductive to what they're trying to put into Battlefield 1 and in the Battlefield franchise in general, and that's teamwork and cooperation between people playing the game. So I hope they change this requirement, but I'm not holding my breath. So the next weapon that we're going to be talking about is the Huo. So this one, another one of the, how can I say, a little bit underwhelming level 10 unlocks, if I can say it like that. It wasn't all that great. It didn't shoot all that fast, and it wasn't all that accurate, and you didn't have that much ammo in the clip. You only had 26 shots. So what they gave the Huo is an optical sight and a vertical foregrip, which is going to greatly improve the aimed accuracy of this weapon. So hopefully we're going to be able to use this weapon more to its advantages, because in close range combat it wasn't all that great. Medium to longer ranges, you pretty much had to stand still to shoot this weapon because it wasn't all that accurate, and you didn't do much damage. So it wasn't really the point in using this weapon, because you just had better options out there, like the BAR or the MG15 or the Madsen or all those other LMGs that are out there. And the requirement to get this weapon is obviously 300 kills with the Huo automatic, and you have to get 25 kills with limpet charges. Again, I would rather see 25 resupplies or something of the sort, but I'm not a dev, so whatever. Now the fourth and final variant that we're going to get is the Martini Henry Sniper, and I think a lot of people are excited about this, including me, because the Martini Henry is one of my favorite weapons in the game, just because of its uniqueness, its one-shot capabilities, and the fact that it takes a lot of skill to use, or else you're probably just going to get wrecked. So basically what they did is they slapped on a bipod and a sniper scope, so a high-powered optic, so 5 times and over. This is going to be quite interesting to see people that get long-range kills with this weapon, because it has very, very slow bullet velocity, and it's not going to do 100 damage at very long ranges. Remember, the sweet spot for this weapon is 30 to 80 meters, so people that kill infantry targets at like 200, 300 meters are going to need a headshot, and if they're moving, that's going to be even more impressive. But I do think people are going to enjoy this for medium ranges, which is that 30 to 80 meter range, because it's just going to be a lot more accurate and pinpoint than the iron sight could ever be. Of course, you will give out a scope glint with this optic, so you got to keep that in mind. And the requirements for this weapon is perform 300 kills with the Martini Henry and perform 25 kills with the bayonet charge. I completely despise the bayonet charge mechanic. I hate getting killed by it, and I feel like sometimes it's very, very wonky. It makes me think of the counter knife mechanic in Battlefield 4. It's kind of the same principle. The counter knife mechanic was way fucked up, and I think everybody can agree with that, and they just took that out and put the bayonet charge, which is equally fucked up. But and maybe it's just because I get angry when I get killed by it, because it always seems like bullshit, and I can't move at a certain range when they're charging me, and sometimes they like do a 180 and the bayonet charge you. Anyways, it's all sorts of fucked up. I would rather see this be 25 spot assists with the flare or the periscope or something like that, of that nature, which is teamwork oriented nature, as opposed to selfish and just getting kills with your own stuff and doing your own thing in your own corner. But all in all, I'm very excited for the weapon variants. If you guys haven't noticed in the video, and they will make them available in the CTE without having to unlock them with those assignments. So I'm probably going to get some footage when they make that available in the CTE. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you guys are excited for these new weapon variants, and also what you think of the assignments that are required to unlock these. And while you're down there, if you liked the video, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.